I don't know what the script is, but okay.
There's no script. It's okay. Like I don't think like we overscript anything. We're live, by the way.
Script? The
Um,
hell?
can we check like some kind of volume?
From New York.
Oh no, so I
You
was
should have
saying,
volume meters.
yeah, it does, but like it's not very accurate sometimes. So like sometimes it's like shitty.
I know in Discord you can like mess with the
Right, that was what
audio.
I was gonna do, but then like you guys came at the last minute, so like I can't. By you
Yeah,
guys, I
it's
mean you,
tough.
Tyler.
I couldn't find my freaking HDMI cable. It was I accidentally
Your
put it away with all
HDMI
my other
cable
stuff.
for what?
My camera.
All right, now excuses.
Ugh, I'm gonna drink.
You're gonna drink the Rock energy drink, and then
The
you're gonna
people's
have
choice.
whiskey. You're gonna have uppers
Uh-huh.
and then downers.
That's how you stay alive.
That I don't think that's healthy, but okay. But you're a big man. I don't judge. Shit. What
We
else?
live?
Yeah, we are live. Oh no, I was telling Anthony that if I know how to access to his site, I would just write like a stupid thing about like the Rush Pro tip, and it would just be like one tip and be like, "Don't be poor."
Before it's just like that.
Hey. Okay.
My tips for life.
Yeah,
It's just one big white page with one. Don't be poor.
that's honestly the tip that you need to have for life. Just get lucky, win the lottery, and don't be poor.
Don't be poor. You
alright.
need to have a shirt that's just that. Just says,
I
"Don't
think
be
I should.
poor."
When AD gets like famous enough, it would just like AD podcasts, and then it would just have like, "Don't be poor." That would be my my slogan.
It's fair. It's fair.
All right.
We're live with 4 people.
Yeah, we've been live.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. Yeah. This is why you shouldn't give me like so much shit, so much like free control over this. All right, so
I don't know.
welcome
Yeah.
to what is it like? What are you doing? Like episode 4? Episode 4. Okay. Welcome to fuck, I don't. All right, hold on. I can't do this. Give me a second.
I need. Oh my god.
Give me a second.
Restart.
So weird.
Restart.
No, we're not restarting. I can't do this.
Oh.
Just let me.
Take 2.
No, we're not taking 2. I'm just let me pour a drink first. I can't fucking.
Hey, there's a question in the audience about a missing face cam.
Oh yeah. No docs,
What the
guys.
hell?
No docs.
How did I get here? Oh, there it is. Dude, it's so long. My Discord was like going crazy because I only had one screen up, so it was like jumping between all the different cameras. Like
Right. That's why
it's,
I
like,
told
giving me a
you
seizure.
guys not to like fuck with your cameras. And whenever like Anthony fuck with his camera, it just literally fucks the whole OBS order up. So like right now that like on. Okay, so we're kind of.
It gives it more variety.
Tyler,
This show has been brought to you by Van Nuts.
I don't need to
Hi, Van
need
Nuts.
you to show your dildo on screen. It's kind of inappropriate.
These
And
are our
I don't know how you get that.
I just like
curve.
holding it.
I don't know how you get that bend over your ass, but that's like kind of intense. That's quite intense.
Got it. It's like a shovel.
That's like a shuffle. Oh
That
god.
is-
Got
that
it.
is-
That's
yeah.
rough. That is rough.
And
How
there's a
the fuck
little
do you
twist
fit
action.
that?
And then you just,
Ooh.
you get up.
All right. This is a kids show, Tyler. Let's put that away. Let's put that away.
That's a blatant lie.
we're trying to be kids friendly. Okay.
Ugh.
Welcome to
Which part now?
episode 4, season 2 of the AD podcast. We have a special guest here with us today. Me. I am the most special. I'm just kidding. We have my good weeaboo friend, also fellow ex audio discourse reviewer, headphones.com sellout. You want to introduce yourself, Carib?
Hello. Not sure if much of an introduction is needed.
You don't want to introduce yourself? You want me to give you an introduction?
Wait.
You know what?
Your name shows up as GST protein.
Yeah,
on
he
here. What does
should
that
he
mean?
should have to change his name. It kind of doesn't show in Discord.
That's a show.
Oh, it
That's
doesn't show
a show.
on
Wait,
the-
let
Okay,
me-
so let me, since he doesn't like to
Oops.
give an introduction, he's a shy boy. I'm gonna give he started out
No,
as
hold on,
a
hold on, hold
no
on,
hold
hold
on
on,
hold on.
hold
You
on.
don't want that. You don't want that.
Let me
You don't want
let
that
me
rush
do the
introduction.
introduction
You
here.
don't want that rush
Rush
introduction.
Yeah, I don't want a
You
rush
see,
introduction.
you see that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So you better give yourself a proper introduction, or I'm gonna dox the shit out of you, Carib. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, hello. I am I actually go by the name of FC Construct on Audio Discourse. I
No, you don't.
started reviewing back when I guess the Tin Audio T2 kind of got released and the hype train kind of started running, and then Linsel like sent me some stuff to review, and then I never thought I'd be still reviewing. I thought it'd be like a one or two time thing, but I kept going, and I guess I'm still here. So yeah, that's basically it.
I like how you just kind of found yourself lost, and you're still okay. So
And
yeah,
I'm still lost.
that's
That's what
okay.
you're saying.
That's okay.
It's okay. We're all lost in life.
Not really. So and I have my two usual guys here. Well, I say usual, but Ann hasn't been on the podcast for like 2 episodes, and Tyler been with me last episode. And I think we're talking about just like reviewing in general. I think the three of them, like, okay, so I would like to get
pretty unique perspectives too. I think.
sure. I got my B-list celebrity this time around. My original plan was to get Critical, Resolve, and Precog on the show, but they all ghosted me, so I got the B-list reviewer this time around.
Which one of us are you referring to?
I'm saying all three of you. I would much rather have the three of the most popular IEM reviewers on my show. Obviously, I couldn't because I'm a nobody. So I got you guys instead. I got the chums.
You're gonna get Twister on next time.
Oh damn, that's right. The next tune into episode next when I get big, it's gonna be Twister, HBB, and who else? I have no idea. I'm just
that's who we forgot. That's who we forgot, Rush.
Oh,
but anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
You can get. Okay, so I'm just kidding. I like to talk to because I got them on because they're my friends and I love them as a friend.
Wow.
Not you.
Kisses and hugs.
You didn't shut the fuck up. All right, so I think we're talking about reviewers. Well, I talk about like the reviewers here. If like long-time follower of the show know that we did one of these episodes a long time ago where I yell at Anthony for like 45 minutes. I like to refer back to that video a lot of times. So this
Was
time
that
I'm
the
trying
last
to
one you guys were on like together.
Oh bro, like yeah, okay, this time I'll try not to yell at him for 45 minutes. So like I think what I want to talk about is to like just like the current state of like IEM reviewing and like how like strange it is. But before that, since since Carib is our so he liked to refer himself as FC Construct, and I know him long time ago from like C Audio as Carib, so I always call him Carib. So Carib, like okay, so you were like first like a Reddit reviewer as like everybody started as, right? And then and then you were like Anthony asked you to like review on like Audio Discourse, right?
Was that how it happened, Anthony?
I don't know how it happened, honestly.
I think it was more like if I as far as I remember, the story kind of goes like this. I started doing some stuff and Ant did basically the same sort of reviews in parallel because Linsel would send out basically the same gear to multiple people, and we were kind of like the first guinea pigs that they had before their store got started. And so we kind of did a bunch of gear in parallel, and ended up being more popular for a variety of reasons because he's just great. And then over time, and I guess built out Audio Discourse, but we kind of stayed in touch, I guess, and then I might as well just hopped on. I think that's how the story goes. Is that right, Ant?
Yeah, mostly so I need someone to review crappy gear so I can review better gear.
Wow, that is very nice, Anthony.
Yeah, and you can actually see how this played out, right? Because Ant right now has a Susfara and a Cutis and a Odin and what else was that on Bacon? And I'm here with a Sundara on my head right now.
And Carib was the one responsible for tuning the Tin T5 and Tin T2 Evo, from what I understand. So
That's a different story.
But he got on. Well, either like Anthony asked him, or he like I don't know how that played out because I was not involved in it. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even have Carib on the. I'm just kidding. I love you, Carib. I talked to Carib in like different reasons because like we're both like fucking weeaboos. Wait, was I not supposed to say that, Carib?
I think you speak for yourself, Joe.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. We both love to watch like VTubers. His current waifu is Crony. The Canadian VTuber. Like, everybody go check Crony out. She's hot. No, I'm just kidding. So but then like as everything like audio discourse touched, they always move on to better things. So then like Carib went on to write reviews for headphones.com, right? So
yeah, basically.
Right. So like everybody that somehow wrote reviews for like AD, just like Korn and Ken, they went on to make their own little audio company in Singapore. Like Carib and Precog went on to write for headphones.com, and pretty much it's just me and Anthony just here figs here just like sitting here doing our own thing. I think like I quit. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say it's not like, I completely quit AD. I do have something coming out. It's just
whatever.
More of a
save
of a place where
save
put
that
something
for
less
save that for Anthony in private. I don't need to hear any fucking excuses. All right. But I think it's funny because like at that comes with like both Carib and Anthony. You guys are like notoriously like it takes you guys notoriously long to write reviews, and it definitely sucks because like I can see why Anthony wouldn't want to do those kind of like Chi-Fi of the month reviews, right? Because like let me establish the time frame, right? And then Carib, you can tell me like whether or not I'm right or wrong. Because like I talk to you like plenty of times, and then it's just like they send you this like fucking review unit, right? And it's this $20 Chi-Fi, and then you're expected to review this piece of shit in like a week. But then like how much impression can you really give in like a week, right? So I guess what I'm asking is like talk to me about your reviewing process, Carib.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll make a distinction here for the AD reviews and versus like the headphones.com reviews, because with headphones.com I'm supposed to put out articles more at a pace of one a week or so, on average. So that there is an expectation there. With Chi-Fi, believe it or not, there is actually zero expectations other than something gets put out at some point. People don't realize that, but they don't send us like special pieces and tell us to do special things unless they have like a big promotion push, I guess.
Right,
but that's not that often.
But there's some kind of expectations like to get your review out as soon as possible. Like not from like a manufacturer expectation standpoint, but from like a reviewer clout expectation, right? I'm saying that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But it depends on if I guess if you let that get to you or not. I don't let it get to me because I'm lazy. No. No. So for me, I like to take at least 2 weeks of listening, and preferably not just at my desk, but like in real life before I actually sit down and write something. And typically when I do write, it takes me quite a while to actually put something coherent together because I'm like a really slow writer, and I always like go back and double think if I truly believe like what I'm writing is actually what I believe, and that ends up being me taking even more time to just listen back and forth to the gear. So that's kind of how I do things.
So you take too long.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I do take too long.
This is why I'm gonna fire you.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You're fired.
That's why I got fired already.
Live on stream, fired. But I feel like,
no.
and I'm not saying that. I feel like your way of doing it is the correct way, and that's why I don't hate you as much. Okay, let me try to think of it. I don't despise you as much as a reviewer compared to everybody else, just because like, I feel like you have your certain way, be it like lazy or be it pride or whatever you want to call it, I think you have like the right time frame of sitting it down and listening to something for 2 weeks and then sit down to write something, because like how much impression can you get when you just put on a set of, I hate saying a set, put on a pair of IEMs and listen to it and write a review in 2 hours and just put that shit out. But you understand that you are encouraged as like a tri-fi reviewer. You are encouraged to do that, right? The market encouraged you to do that kind of shit.
I would say yes and no. The thing is, I get gear like 2 or 3 or even a month later than when it actually gets released. So at that point, the pressure's off. But if it's like, if it's like Blonde BLOA 73 or something like that, and like it hasn't come out yet, then I do feel that pressure. Like for example, when the T2 Evo came out, I put something together pretty quickly. But if it's, like I said, if it's something that's already been out for quite a while, like the Audio Monarch and Clairvoyance, I think I took 6 months to write that review.
Right, but at that time, you're like the hype is already gone, right?
Yeah, exactly. So once the hype is gone, and because of my position as a B-list reviewer,
B-list.
yeah, B-list, B or C-list reviewer,
Ouch.
I don't feel that pressure, nor do I put it on myself necessarily.
Somebody's saying that they can't hear me. I guess that's rare.
They said that you're only on the left channel for some reason.
Wait, why? How?
I don't know. You sound fine to us right here. So
Is that like a OBS problem?
Might be a YouTube
Really?
thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
let me
YouTube is weird
check.
and you have to reset YouTube.
not that big of a deal. We're in binaural audio here.
Yeah, let me check actually. I have it.
Why is there a white blood cell?
Audio input, audio capture, properties.
I'm pretty sure it's not on OBS.
Motherfucker. This is why.
It's just, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm not worrying about it. I don't care. As long as you can hear everybody else
Nice.
fine, then I'm okay with it. Okay, so like I think that's part of the reason that why Anthony pawned the Chi-Fi review off to you, is because like he is notoriously like takes a long time of writing shit too, right?
I go fast. Sometimes I don't. Just depends.
I think like you get like really and no diss to the Chi-Fi, is just that you told me that on things that you don't like, you don't take as long, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't expect you to
would
take
you?
2 weeks to review like a $20 Chi-Fi and takes like 2 weeks to review the Odin, right? Definitely there's like a disparity there when it comes to like the amount of effort. Let's
Of
just
course,
say.
if you don't like something, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of effort.
Nor should you. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's $20 Chi-Fi.
Yeah,
people-
that's my
People don't even
problem.
review
Like,
it.
But I feel like there should be like a minimum minimum standard. Somebody's saying I have no sound, but that's awful.
He probably needs to reset YouTube. Like, just hit refresh on YouTube, or like, because I hear you fine.
But like,
no, I just checked on YouTube, and yeah, you are mostly coming out in the left channel. Not sure why.
that's so weird. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotta go back to your cheap mic.
No, I'm not going back to my. How am I?
I'm just kidding.
Switch.
I think it's an OBS thing.
Is that
Probably.
should I reset OBS?
It's gonna reset the whole stream. Just be aware of it.
Should I reset?
I don't know. Mr. Always Up, maybe try reloading, because I can hear him pretty clearly on my left channel.
Your left channel.
Oh no, on
Everyone
like on a separate
fade to left.
set of pair of headphones, I can hear him like coming out of.
Okay,
The actual
you know what I'm
YouTube
gonna do? I'm
stream on
gonna
my left.
unplug my microphone and I'm gonna plug it back in.
All right,
The fix for everything.
just
Meanwhile, Tyler, you have a new headphone there?
yeah, tell us about it.
Oh, not these
All
ones. I swapped because I couldn't take it. But I do. These are new. Ish.
Those are the
ZMF
purplish-
Vecchi opens.
yeah.
They are purple and rose gold. They're beautiful. Then I was
His left channel is dead. That is hilarious. So I only play on the left channel, and his left channel is dead on his laptop. Oh, that's awful.
The universe is telling you something, my friend.
I'm glad it's.
This is gonna be the best episode ever if you can't hear Rush.
Wow.
The auto censor.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's just.
talking about
I'm
these
sorry
ones?
that your left channel's dead. Clearly not my fault. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to fix that with OBS. Should I restart OBS? I'm not gonna. Fuck it. I'm not.
No, I think it's good. We'll go on from here.
Oh yeah, you
Power
guys don't
through.
care because it's not you guys. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, so. Okay.
We don't have to censor this podcast for the first time ever.
You know what, Anthony? I can yell at you for 45 minutes since I already got you here. You know why I don't like you, Anthony? Because you're. I'm just kidding. But like, it takes a long time, and I feel like, and like I feel like Carib is right in the way that there should be like some kind of minimum required listening time when you're listening to an IEM.
5 minutes at a convention center.
Exactly. I'm
Sorry.
Okay, Tyler. Since I haven't asked you a question. Okay, so you are like different in a way that you don't review IEMs, like not at least not that much. And I don't call you a reviewer.
I'm not a reviewer. I don't think of myself as a reviewer.
And because like you don't think it, and but I think you are a special boy because you get like the random shit people would send you, right? And and like how long do you get those like artisanal garbage?
It depends. So I had the Rogner in, and like so that's one of the things that I have. Like so, you guys are talking about like the pressures of like getting something out, and usually I only really feel that pressure when it's like someone's personal gear,
right?
And then I want it out of my house as soon as possible,
right? Because it's somebody else's shit, right?
Yeah, and like I don't want someone else, like
you don't want to keep them
thing.
Waiting, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and so those I usually prioritize those things. If it's from it's funny. I've never really had like a set timeline on anything. No one's ever given me a set timeline. But for me, I never have any kind of pressures outside of those would be the biggest ones. As far as from like a company or something like that, most are just like, here's a thing, do what you want with it, take some photos and whatever. So, I think that's how I get most of my gear in the first place is for photography, and then, but yeah.
But like, okay, so let's not name names, all right? I'm gonna ask you because they don't sponsor this show. Obviously, they like you. The last pair of headphones that you review on your channel, were they from the manufacturer or were they from like a private?
So it was the Rogners. Those are
no names, no.
Okay, no names for the headphones. So yeah, that was from a personal, like that's from somebody. Those are personally owned pair of headphones.
Okay, so it was like a personal pair that they just sent you to like say, hey, and
check this out, and yeah.
They
posted on like a thing, hey, anybody interested in listening to these? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check them out.
Oh, okay.
And these were sent by headphones. So I'll be taking pictures of these, and they have the sister or brother or whatever you want to call them, the other set of these. I think these are the.
When are you gonna get the open back? ADX 5000.
I don't know. I honestly thought that's what these were going to be. I opened it, I was like, oh. And then I was like, wait, this ain't right.
Yeah, that's not the right pair of headphones because those are awful, by the way. Like, they sound like awful.
I haven't listened to them yet.
Nor should you. It's just like not.
Tyler though, so Tyler may actually like it because he likes a lot of unusual.
I can appreciate what things do, if that makes sense.
I
can appreciate if I don't like it, I can appreciate that other people might.
That's why people love you, Kyler. Like that's why people they're like you're just like that proud, like as I explained it to like last episode, you're like that proud father that no matter if your child's like retarded or not, you will love your child regardless. And every single pair of headphones that you review, Tyler, you make it feel like it was your child, That's why like people send you their shit because like, oh, no matter like I'm just gonna like I can fart in a jar and send it to Tyler and he will open it and it's like, oh, it's not my taste,
but maybe
I
somebody
can
would
see
like
why
this,
some people would like Rush's fart when he had
see...
Taco Bell the night before.
and I see why people pay for it. You know, I can understand why some people would buy that, but you know, me maybe not.
Coming to the AD store, me farting a jar after I had a Taco Bell the night before. It's starting bid at $25 a bottle. I'm just kidding. Like,
So if you guys need purchase validation, please check out Tyler's Eclectic on YouTube.
I'm just kidding. Oh wow. Wow.
There's things I don't
Anthony,
like.
did you just do him like that? Like that's supposed to be like my line.
I'm just kidding.
No, but there's things I don't like. But I do tend to try to couch a lot of things I don't like with the understanding that it's my opinion, not, you know what I mean? So like I'm not going to try and force my opinion down somebody's throat. You know,
are you what? I have never.
Who would do that?
So there's only one pair of headphones you need in the world. That's the ADX 5000. If you don't
the
have
VOs are fantastic. They're lovely. I agree.
Disgusting. I don't know. Okay, so let me tell you why you don't spend $6,000 on a piece of shit.
We just did a whole podcast about it.
I think like we didn't go long enough on how awful this Svara is. It's literally just this. Okay. I feel like Tyler, like you're not really like a reviewer in a way that like you have time and you don't have like you review a lot of more like boutique stuff that people don't really like, and those things are like very different from a chi-fi because they have a longer shelf life, right? So you don't feel pressure to review those things in like a fucking rushed time frame. No pun intended.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I have these. These were sent to me recently.
I don't know what they are.
There you go.
Oh, the VX.
Yeah. So I'll be doing something with these here in the next couple weeks. But before that, I think it's this week. I'm be focusing on this. Probably this week's video will be on these ones. And then I need to send that to whoever's next one on the.
Let it make it clear that Carib have yet to receive his Helios, so that shows you what pecking order that he's on when it comes to the Helios tour.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is I just happen to live close to Ant relatively, so it's like a hand. And so I think.
Do you know, Tyler, that the only reason that you got the Helios as late as you are is because I got it before you. I literally cut in line and did the podcast with Ant, and then you got it, and then I sent it back to Ant, and then he gave it to you. That's pretty.
I know.
Then he got lunch for it too. It was great. It worked out well.
Okay, so like how long does it take you to like? So Tyler, you get a pair of headphones in, right? Like, be it like whatever it is, how awful it is. How long does it take you to like listen to it, and then until you put out a video?
Usually, I'm similar to Carib in that like I'll usually give it at minimum of like a week to 2 weeks of listening and throughout different scenarios, as much as I can, and then I'll do the next week. I'll just focus on getting video and photos, and throughout that process, I'll try as well. But yeah, usually about that, like 1 to 2 weeks of listening. But I mean, I have time where sometimes I'll just sit for like hours at a time listening to it. So I have a condensed listening sessions with it. And so, I mean, that's the joys of doing photography or whatnot too. Like I'll just put on the headphones I'm trying to review, and then I'll be editing photos forever and just listening to music. And
would that headphones be like your daily driver for like the next 2 weeks, so to speak? Right?
Yeah, that's why. I only listen. That's what I'll do is I only listen to that, and then what I'll do when I'm doing a comparison, I will at the end when I'm actually doing the comparison, I try to make it as fresh as possible. Like so, it's not like I did a comparison like a couple days ago. It's usually I try to do it right then and there.
Right, because I think that's right in a way, because like you listen to, you're giving yourself like 1 or 2 weeks listening to just that pair of headphones that you get in, and you're used to the sound, and once you switch back to whatever you use to compare, whether it be like the Stellia or the Verte open or close or whatever, then you get that okay, so there's the difference, right? It really suddenly jump out to you, right? Because like
it's not as subtle.
I feel like if you just listen to your if you're going from your whatever daily driver into this new pair of headphones, like I feel like the first thing that you would notice is like the difference in sound signature, and that's very easily noticeable. but like I feel like the staging and the technicality and all that, like the technical stuff, I think is a little bit harder to tell unless you give it a lot more time, right? I feel like 1 to 2 weeks is usually like the time for your head to like notice, like you're just getting used to whatever like new headphones you're gonna get used to, and once you're switching back to A/Bing, it's a lot easier for you to say, oh, okay, this one definitely, like my Veritan Open definitely sounds a lot more resolving, or like it definitely have a better sound stage, or whatever you want to say. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah, and that's very apt. I'd say that's more or less how I approach it, and it's definitely helps with that because it makes it more like concise and clear, like what the differences are. Whereas if you were just to start from the get go, you're already acclimated to your daily drivers, so I don't know, like you tend to start to only hear what your daily drivers are performing at and not the other headphones. So, and that's why a lot of times I feel like my first impressions of a headphone usually aren't good, or if they aren't good, that's why. It's because I'm wanting or expecting what my daily drivers are sounding like and not what that other headphone sounds like. So that's why I try to take that factor out as much as possible.
So are you saying all those amazing review of the LCD5 coming from CanJam, they're not trustworthy?
Nah, I mean, well, first off, you are at a convention, and so like it's noisy, it's loud.
Are you saying that when you're demoing a pair of open back headphones, you might not have the most accurate demo environment when you're doing it at CanJam for 5 minutes?
Yeah, I don't think that's
are you saying the LCD5 is not the most amazing headphone out of CanJam?
No, it probably is. I would say it's. I mean, on the people that I trust's opinion, so I would say it's probably the star of the headphone, or the thing that we're most excited for based on those people's viewpoints.
Let's just say if you make a piece of shit headphones for about 10 years straight, I don't expect you to suddenly have a good headphone. That's just what I'm saying.
I mean, until I hear them, I can't speak on it. But I mean,
I think you have been canceled, so you're not getting the LCD5 anymore.
I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. But
ouch, that sounds so sad. So Anthony, when are you getting the LCD5? You love planar.
I don't know. Whenever.
Never? Wow.
Said whenever, but yeah.
Whenever?
Yeah, ask Tyler.
Not
very
excited about the LCD5. I heard it's all the hype.
I want to try it though. Yeah.
I'm sure it's good. I mean, I'm sure it's good by their own standard, but you know, whatever the Paralympic standard is.
I mean, from my understanding, it's basically they took everything they learned from the EQ stuff that they were doing and kind of tried to implement it into it. So I mean, it's
not hard to learn from that many mistakes.
They also made it like half the weight too, which is like the biggest thing for me.
Don't have a weak back.
You're the one who wears like these 200-gram Audio-Technica headphones.
You know, I got this fucking microphone, which apparently only plays out of your left channel. Just so I don't have to wear my headphones anymore, so I can play your fucking autismal voice through my speaker. You sound awful for my speaker, by the way, Anthony.
Good.
Okay, so okay, too many jokes. So what I'm saying is that like I feel like depends on what you're reviewing. I feel like for the IEM world, like a lot of these, like not even like Chi-Fi, just for like general IEM reviewers, because the IEM tech moves so fast, you are in a way pressed to review things as quick as possible to cash in on the reviewer hype. And to just like
SEO,
to just get views on your, like, whether it be like fucking AD reviews or like fucking on HeadFi, you know, people try to post like this, like the like whatever shit impression they want to have and try to be a fucking reviewer and post a fucking review based on their fucking, you know, like CanJam impressions. Like that's it's just not like helpful for like anybody, nor is it like healthy for the community. That's what I feel. Because like most people should take like, and I agree, most people should take like 2 weeks to review like anything, just because for your brain to like adjust to whatever new things that you're trying to do. And then like and then there are like other reviewers that just like literally listen to these IEM and write the review at the same time and somehow pull like 10 different impressions and like comparisons out of their asshole in like 2 days. And I'm like, how the fuck do you A/B 5 different like against, like have this new IEM come out and A/B against 3 different IEMs from memory? And that's like, I'm like, it baffles my mind. And I'm like,
Well, if it's from memory, it's not an A/B.
well, but it is though, like, right? Like it is like
human
how
auditory memories.
like you and I both know, like we all know, like these people, right? It's not like saying that, oh, this IEM just came out, you just got it, you have an impression up in like literally the day that you got the IEM or one day
some
after.
people will get it like
right,
weeks in
and
advance,
then
but...
you have impression up the day after, and then you have a A/B comparison of 3 different IEMs. Some of them you don't even own at the time. And I'm like,
Yeah, I find
kidding
it tricky to do. I wouldn't take so much. I don't know what the right word is, but first impressions are first impressions, and they should only be first impressions. So if I had like if I've been used to listening to a certain headphone, like for me, Hi-Fi Man, and then I go in and throw in Tyler's headphone there to Verite, which I owned for a couple of years, I would immediately think the Verite is awful because they don't sound anything like how I'm used to hearing music, which is off the Hi-Fi Man,
which is cocked,
which is perfect. But it's if you listen on first impression, you're gonna more than likely think that the Verite sounds completely wrong because it sounds completely different, and your baseline is what your baseline is. Same thing of like listening to an Odyssey versus a Hi-Fi Man. They're completely different sounding. Or even like an Audio Technica versus a Sennheiser. They're not going to sound the same. And if your first impression is based on what you're currently listening to, it might not be totally accurate because it does take some time to kind of change your mindset to a different sound signature. Now you can write an impression based on how it sounds compared relative to what you're listening to, but as an overall thing, it's kind of hard to really say this is what it is.
And that's why usually I'll do that when I'll be on like the random Discord and I'll be chatting about my first impression, and I'm open with it, like, oh, and then like you'll see it change, like you'll see my first impression slowly change depending on how long I'm on there, but like that's something I'll start to maybe pick up on the nuances and be able to start to, oh no, I like this. Actually, the Ragnar I had, that was god awful on the Phonitor. Like it was not good. Like it was just a bad.
I thought we're not gonna name names.
Oh, sorry. The last headphone I was on, and then I switched it over to a tube amp hybrid, and it became fantastic. So
since you already named names, and that's not from the manufacturer, you got a pair of closed back planar.
Yeah.
And remember the joke that I just made to you about the Dancock Audio Stealth? I remember that, and then you made a video and you put it out, and I'm like, wow, you gotta be out of your mind. But that's okay. But that's okay. You know what, Tyler? That's okay. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's just a life of the reviewer. You're just given what you take, right? You have to do what you take. So like when I go out on a street corner at a lonely night looking for a hooker, I don't have the best cock, obviously.
I thought this was going a different direction.
Right. No, that's not. This is definitely a hooker direction. That she just takes whatever she's given.
I thought you were gonna say
like, it's like that, it's like that, you just take what you're given. It's not any different, when you're given a closed back planar, you just kind of take it,
Yeah. I will say this, like most closed backs, that's just a thing, right? Like closed backs in general just tend to not be they're already hampered. Like there's already they're already playing against.
But you take it anyways. Right?
But I like closed backs. Like I'm a fan of closed backs. Like because they have more use case for me. But
you're wearing an open back right now.
I am wearing an open back. Okay. Yeah. Because I wanted to show off how beautiful these are. But I don't know. Like I think that there is a use case and there's a place for it, right? Like they have.
No, there isn't. If you're in the house, open back, like preferably speakers. If you have people around you, then open back. There is no reason that you have closed back.
Of course there is when you're traveling.
Yeah. Traveling
You're gonna
or
travel
throwing
with
your
your
daughter
you're gonna
yelling,
travel
or-
with your fucking Verite clothes
Mm-mm.
with your portable
Tyler
gaming
did.
amp.
Tyler did.
I have. I used to
Yeah.
go take him to coffee
That's
shops.
like
and-
don't give me that. Don't feed me that bullshit,
Right to
bro.
work every day.
Yeah, I
Don't
bring it
feed
to
me
work
that
all the time.
bullshit.
Yeah.
All right.
I have that
So
special cool
so
slapper
jokes aside,
case.
like hooker jokes aside, I got my dirty jokes out of the way.
See, I thought you were gonna say looking for a John, so that's the direction I
No,
thought it was
no.
going.
That's too clean. That's too clean. So, cause like people are very okay with drugs, but like I don't think people are like less okay with hookers. Like the hooker comparison is like way better.
Well, no. Like I was referring in the sense that you were going to be the.
No, I'm just saying you're gonna suck any dick that you get. Like that's what I'm saying. I
Terrible.
haven't not made that clear
It's
enough.
completely silent right now.
I know.
How you
Okay,
doing down there,
so-
Karen? What's your
keep,
thoughts
like,
on
this is like Tyler. This is a kids show, okay? This is a kids show.
I said nothing.
Think
horrible.
about the children. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I want to change the topic.
Okay,
just
we're gonna
because-
change the topic. So I think like you're right. That perspective is very important, right? And Tyler owns like fucking 5 billion headphones that I don't want to list, and Anthony owns like the Susvara. And I have to congratulate Carib for owning his first IEM ever. So he recently bought the M9. So he's no longer a Chi-Fi reviewer. Let's
Hold
give
on.
him a round of
I had
applause.
I had the EX1000 for years
Disgusting.
and years.
Okay.
Terrible.
Okay.
Do you still have it? Did you sell it?
I do still have it. I'm probably not
we
going to
don't
sell
care
it.
about the
I hate
X1000.
selling.
That's literally
buying,
like
selling.
15 years old. Okay, so you
Sounds
bought the
better.
M9, and
Yeah.
like you're about, I want to say like 5 years too late to the M9 hype train. Now
That is
um.
right.
So why did you
Gosh.
buy the M9? You told me you found it for pretty cheap.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to a friend on AD who gave me a pretty good deal on it. But yeah, I've always had my eye on the M9 actually. I heard it once back in Malaysia when I visited. My first impression was, damn, these are warm, but they sound good. And I always had my mind on it, but I wasn't about to pay $1,000 for it since I wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
I didn't have much money. Yeah. But used and when you don't have to pay taxes, I mean it's quite a bit better, right? So yeah, I copped it.
Spoken like a true Canadian.
And I have it. Yeah.
Surprised that you bought it just because everything that you seem to like is brighter.
I know,
You are the
and
TT
that was a concern. I was concerned with how warm it might be, but I figured that the price was good enough, and I'm not opposed to EQ. And frankly speaking, it was the same case with the EX1000. I EQ'd it anyway.
You EQ'd M9?
Hmm? I go back and forth. I haven't done it yet, but sometimes I test it a little bit. I haven't played around with it too much, so I've been doing other reviews.
And my stance on EQ. Like if I have to EQ something, I'll just buy something else. And I think like that's my main thing with Helios is that like I feel like I need to EQ it, so I would just not buy it, right?
You have
Yeah.
the most fancy EQ there is.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. I have the most like fancy DAC for EQing, but I don't use it because it's fucking retarded. No, if I have to work for like, if I already spent $1,000, I might as well not work harder for it. That's my point.
I think my thing is always that barrier of entry. Like, when I want to listen to music, I want to listen to music. I don't want to fiddle with a software or a hardware.
I don't like that's like that. Yeah, that's like that. That's EQing is above the minimum effort I want to give when I just want to play my.
I do think for
music.
most people who only own one or two things, it probably isn't that big of a deal. But for some of us who have way more than we probably need, it does become a problem because you forget to turn off EQ or something.
Did you know the RME ADI2 have an EQ profile?
We got called
that you can save?
low brows, Rush. We're low brows.
Okay, but like,
Well, the way I see it though, it's EQ is not a need. It's an enhancement piece. Like if
Carib,
what I buy, I'm not buying it with the intent that like, yes, I have to EQ this, but I'm gonna fool myself into thinking, oh yeah, it's phenomenal because I EQ'd it. It's more like I get it because I really like the underlying sound of it, and I think, oh, maybe I can add, a small band here and there and make it into something that really suits my preferences. That's the way I approach it.
Have you ever read the Rush Pro tip?
Don't be poor.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for coming to my TEDx talk.
The answer to all life's problems.
No, I think like in a way that I want to like get into that point of perspective, right?
Yeah.
I feel like all three of you have your own unique. Anthony, please don't. Have perspective on, cause like, we have our own baseline of comparison, right? For Tyler, maybe his like open back would be his Vertes, like like every pair of headphones that you compare open versus closed, you have like really good headphones to compare against. Very good in your mind, right? Like whether or not I agree with them, that's up to me, because I don't agree with your preferences. Just retarded white people things like that. I'm not gonna judge, right? Definitely you're and Anthony, obviously I don't agree with his preferences, but like I think he like compare his IEMs with like Viento a lot, which is he owns like his personal a custom.
Didn't he get rid of all the Vientos?
He has Odin, and he has all that IEM stuff, and whatever like planar he compares with Susvara. And I think in a way that a lot of people can't really dispute against like whatever Anthony compared against, because he owned those headphones and IEMs. He listened to them like as a daily driver, and he has a good idea what they sound like, and it's very easy for him to compare it against those headphones and those IEMs. And for Caleb, like recently, congratulations to him, by the way, that he just bought the most mid-fi IEM in the world. And I know, I actually approve M9. I love M9. They're great. They're absolutely excellent IEMs that you can get for $1,000. And I still think that they should get them over the fucking Helios, because like Helios is fucking disgusting, right? So like I think like you have to like in like a reviewer perspective, not to shit on the tri-fi reviewers, right? It's like how and why should everybody in the world, like when you're looking for a reviewer, not that I like, I feel like you should, like, I feel like this like fucking gay audio romance that Tyler and Anthony has is very lovely. That they like the same thing a lot of the times, right? And you guys sounding like a gay pastor. That's what I'm. Here I am with the
what?
I feel like I feel like I'm marrying those two. Like I feel like no, like I feel like okay, if you ever listen to the last episode of the podcast, like Tyler looked towards Anthony for a lot of his like am I being stupid or not, right? Like I think like Tyler, because they live like across the street from each other, they can talk a lot and they have similar preferences, right? I'm not saying that you can have this kind of personal relationship
minus the Susvara.
Right, he has a Susvara, and that's why you dumped his ass, right? That's why I'm like, yeah, exactly. The relationship's over. I'm sorry, Anthony. You're no longer his audio husband, Anthony. So Tyler, handsome man Tyler here, now newly single, looking for another audio husband.
He left me for Josh.
Isn't that you? Isn't that you?
Absolutely not, because like literally, I was trying to commit. No, I am a married man. Have you known Tal?
I am too.
Whatever. Audio husband, not a real husband. Jeez, come on.
Work like a workplace.
Yeah, like a work husband. Just I'm not gonna. Enough with the gay thing.
You started this.
Hey, I want to change topics.
I'm putting it to a stop. So stop. Okay, no more. Like, this is a kids friendly show. Okay, I'm trying to get that PG-13 rating here, guys. Come on. No more saying fuck or no more saying shit. No more like hooker jokes. All right, you guys need you guys. Okay, so I'm saying that like I'm not saying that you need to have this like personal relationship. I feel like you need to find somebody that have a similar point of reference as a reviewer, right? Mm-hmm. Because like I feel like that's what a lot of like Tyler's audience is, like retarded white boomers. that just look towards Tyler for like validation on their fucking shitty ass close back planar headphones.
Hey, I have close back planers too. I'm not white.
You might as well be Anthony. You watch. Okay, I'm just kidding. And I think it's kind of it sucks because you have this echo chamber. I am fucking sick and tired of these Chi-Fi IEM reviewers who likes to compare IEMs against their fucking Moondrop A8, because like that IEM is literally fucking 10 years old, and you are comparing your fucking Moondrop to something that's literally like way above its price point, and that's your point of reference. I am like, are you shitting yourself?
I think actually there should be a new standard instead of like basing everything off of like say the 6XX. I think this should be the Cost Porter Pro with Yaxi pads.
No, I think here's the standard. Here's the standard.
The new
for
baseline
IEM,
for all.
No, I think I'm right. As of all things, I am right. I am sorry, Carib, that you have to sell your M9 for a Z1R. You bought the wrong Sony IEM. Okay. As I am right in all things, when I review IEMs, I have two IEMs. One of them is the QDC VX, where I compare every single BA IEMs to, and I have the IER Z1R, which I compare every single hybrid to. And if, again, like, what are your preferences if you're not comparing yourself to the best, right? I understand that, you know, that makes comparing your $1,000 IEM to like a $20 Chi-Fi very hard, and I think Carib is gonna run into those kind of problems, right? So once you have the M9 for like a long time, or whether or not you decide to keep it or not, that's up to you. But if you decide to keep the M9, and then you get these like fucking Chi-Fi from like whatever, you're gonna have a hard time reviewing them too, because like everything will sound really fucking bad.
Well, I think there's kind of two ways of looking at it, in how you review. Because for me personally, I review from not the perspective of comparing the very best to like the best piece of gear that I have to the thing that I'm actually reviewing. I try to review it from the buyer's perspective of within their budget class, what are the options that they possibly have. So I guess that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is that, honestly, I don't get a lot of time to listen to the stuff that I want to listen anymore, just because of how much stuff there is to actually, review and listen to. So, yes, the M9 is quote unquote my daily driver, but will I bring it to work every day? Probably not, because I have some next Linsol thing to review. So I guess my frame of reference is in line with whatever I'm kind of in the budget class of what I'm reviewing, essentially.
So like, I mean, yes, that you have a point in a way that, you know, I feel like you are a very empathetic person.
Okay, hold on. Let's rephrase that. Empathetic makes me sound, I think, a little more kind than I am. I would say the only reason I review things is because I'm very poor, and I wish someone else told me what to buy and what not to buy out of their poverty. Does that make sense? That make sense?
Yeah, it makes.
Okay,
I would say like.
So let's get it straight, right? As you know that are you familiar with a rapper called Drake? He is from Canada.
He's terrible.
I do not. I hear not very nice things about him.
So he has a very famous song that says "Started from the bottom, now we're here."
All right, that.
Right. So now that you're just getting over that Chi-Fi game, that now you have M9, you're like halfway there. Because I would say like you're like mid-fi. So if Drake will make, like, if you was to sing that Drake song, you'd be like, started from the bottom, now I'm halfway there, which doesn't rhyme as well as started from the bottom, now we're here. But
I think isn't there a better song that goes like I think it's like Bon Jovi or something?
The song that says I got all the money, and then he says, bitch, shut the fuck up. Not you're not there yet. You're not at the bitch shut the fuck up level yet. You got to listen to another, like, if Drake, like, if you will like be like a humble Drake,
Look, Rush. All I can say is maybe one day headphones.com will send me a U12T, and I'll be able to tell whether or not Precog is correct in saying it's the most dynamic thing on earth.
First of all, we don't mention that name in this podcast.
Okay.
You actually mentioned his name earlier today.
I think the U12. He was in the chat earlier. He ghosted you, but he showed up in the chat.
I mean, here's the thing, right? If you want to, like, I have the same debate with Animus, and bless his heart, I do enjoy, like, you know, back in my drunk IEF days where I get drunk and like have an awful argument with Animus on IEF. Like, that's how I pass my time. I would get drunk when I would get home from work. I would get drunk.
I got it.
I would have a drunk argument with Animus, and that's hilarious, right? I'm not about that anymore. Okay, I'm not gonna try to debate on whether or not I'm not gonna try to debate whether or not like fucking the best BA bass. It's like you're like 70, like it's like saying that you have the biggest dick when you have it, like when you have erectile dysfunction, right? It's like, look at me, I have the biggest dick when I have erectile dysfunction. I'm like, bro, but you still have erectile dysfunction. Like, that's not getting away from that. Like, you know, like you're the underlying the fact that you still have erectile dysfunction. Like, you still have to take Viagra. Like, that's like, I mean, like, what's the point of comparing dicks when you have to take Viagra? That's like comparing BA base. Like, what is the point of that? Let me ask you.
Well,
okay.
I mean,
this is a kids show, guys. This is a kids show. I'm trying to get my PG-13 rating here. Come on, guys.
I was just going to touch back on Carev's take on it real quick. like the entry into audiophile world and how expensive it can get, and it scales rapidly, right?
I don't think it.
It does though, man. Like, think about it. Like,
I don't think it should.
It shouldn't. I agree with you. It shouldn't. But like, I would say if you want the best bang for your buck, IEM's 100%. Like, just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you're trying to move towards speakers, like eventually, like if there's a progression, there's like IEMs and then headphones.
I feel like I feel like. Okay, how about this? We're supposed to talk about reviewing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's not talk about the reviewers. Okay, let's talk about the audience.
Okay, that's kind of interesting take.
Cause like I'm not gonna Tyler, I'm not gonna have you talk shit about your audience.
I have a pretty good audience.
I think you do. I think you do. As I say, they're all white boomers.
I meant in the sense that they're nice and I don't get too many trolls, but I'm small, so I don't really.
I mean, like, I feel like your audience is nice because they're all fucking like white boomers, and that's
not true though, because most of those people are gonna be angry, like, or not. Very...
No. They're all nice. They all like to like suck each other's dicks, and you know, it's all like pat on the back. Oh yeah, you have this stuff. It's great. You know, nobody likes to talk shit. You know, it's just like, oh, you know. Yeah, I heard you got the Susvara. It's great. I love it. You know, it's like, what amp do you have? It's great. Oh, yeah, you should try this amp. It's all lovely. Nobody's just going to like, Susvara's a piece of shit. You spend $6,000 on it, you're a piece of shit retard. Like, nobody will go up on your server and say that shit, you know? Because, like even if you love the Susvara, like, even if you hate the Susvara, you wouldn't even say it, right? You literally have a podcast. You literally have a podcast with
Tyler has.
Who I will not mention.
I constantly say,
nah, you never.
I did a video on this before, and I can, like I'm saying, like, man, I can appreciate it is a fantastic sound. We already discussed this.
And actually, I thought what you said.
No, yeah, not gonna start. But like,
it's over.
Yeah, anyway. But your ears are wrong, so it's okay. Yeah, but like,
ouch.
We're breaking up. That's it.
Yeah,
it's not me. It's you.
It's not me.
No, and like, okay. What I'm saying is that, like, you're getting to a point that people... It's better if you just review things and don't say anything bad about it.
I think that's disingenuous, though. Like, I
But you are the trap. Like, how can you come here and say that when you literally don't say anything bad about anything? You literally fucking review a closed back planar, and we literally just shit on it for 30 minutes on like literally 3 days ago, and you put out a fucking video telling people, oh, you know, it sounds alright if you like that kind of thing. I'm like, bro, how can you do that to yourself?
Because it's true, man. Like, I think that
it is true.
Like, Like it's a.
Hey
I
guys,
can
I'm not the biggest person on anal, but if you like the person, if you're the person that enjoys like a dick up your ass.
Exactly.
I know I'm not the biggest person on anal, but if you enjoy anal, you can stick try with this dildo up your asshole.
I think the other problem is
I don't know. I'm not
I think
the
Carib,
biggest fan.
Carib and Ant can appreciate this. I think too, especially as you get more and more into it. Like there's a certain stage or level when we talked about this last time, but like there's nothing really bad in audio.
No, they're bad.
Like, there's some things that are, yeah, but it's rare. Like it's rare for things to be like horrendous. At least at certain levels, after a certain point, right? Like there's just you'd have to really mess up.
Let's just say
break
you have a higher tolerance for autism than I do.
Well, people are people, man. People love weird things. As long as you aren't like hurting other people with things you care about.
But the point,
who am I to judge you?
the point, like I feel like the point of this hobby, right? How about this? I know we don't go on HitFi, and I love HitFi, right? And like it's great because everybody's like retarded on HitFi, right? And
I don't go to HitFi.
I love to see these kind of posts, like, cause like when you're a reviewer, you are encouraged to not say anything bad about headphones, but then like, you have like other people on HitFights, they just go on the forum to shit on other people's tastes, right? And I think like, and I feel like. You can't do that as a reviewer because like that'll get you canceled, like because like because that in the eye of a manufacturer that you're just like a loose cannon, right? You don't know what he's gonna say, like so like I feel like in a way that sending like manufacturers like to pick and choose who they send shit to.
Of course,
based on how their previous review is, right? Mm-hmm. Because like
one thing I like to actually, I guess, counter on that front is I obviously that dynamic exists, and you see that with a lot of Tri-Fi reviewers. But I will make a point that Linso does still send Ant and I stuff, even though we trash on it pretty often. And when we do go back to her and we say that, hey, sorry, this was garbage. I cannot recommend it. And she says, okay, thank you. Honest reviews are good. So, there is some level of like them not caring either. I think if it's a direct from a manufacturer on the other hand, like for example, if it's like, I don't know if.
When was the last?
I don't want to say any names, but
when was the last time you got a Moondrop review sample, Carib?
That's a different story because Linso doesn't hold Moondrop.
Right, because Sunjin Audio does, and they have a blacklist apparently.
I got one review unit from Moondrop, and I haven't gotten one since.
So here's that. So one of the biggest.
Moondrop.
You want to talk about yogurt? The biggest yogurt brand. The biggest yogurt.
I don't want to talk about yogurt. Who wants to talk about yogurt? I want to talk about what Ant is showing up on screen.
I know. Ant's been doing this
I'm
amazing.
Saying, that's right? Like they literally have a blacklist on things that they don't send people to, nor do they sell. Right? I'm not gonna like speculate on that. And a lot of Tri-Fi company, like I know for a fact, like a lot of like Tri-Fi company have this list of things that you don't send people to. Right? They have like this nationwide ban for it's very common with any business, and it's their right to not. To serve their shit customers, right?
Private business, yeah.
Right. They're a private business. They have the right to not sell you anything nor send you anything. It's not like if like you don't see like Dr. Fang Biang sending me a pair of Sazwar, right? Because like it's just like you don't see it because like obviously I'm nobody, but
By the way, I like to take a moment here to shout out if Unique Melody can send me their mess. I would be very grateful. Thank you.
Oh, I have a mess if you want it, man. I can send it your way.
Yeah, he's in Canada.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'll send him that.
It's been in lots of years.
It's a running joke. But anyway, go ahead.
Carib, do you think it's worth like getting a free pair of mess and me yelling at you for 40? Actually, you probably don't care.
Mest is the best. Shh.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to hear the bone conduction driver?
You just like a boner driver. That's just your problem, not mine. Okay. So what I'm getting at is like a lot of these like reviewers, like you guys are encouraged, whether like be like a bias or is it like a background, like back of your mind thing. Like I think a lot of like reviewers are overwhelmingly positive, with the exception of like two people, I want to say, and they're like too big to care. That it'd be like Critical and Resolve, because like first of all, Resolve is obviously the biggest reviewer for headphones.com, and Critical is the biggest IEM reviewer, period. So like with the very good example of then like fucking drop sending Critical the AXX, and he completely shit on that headphone, by the way. Like there's like when it comes to them, like bad advertisement is still advertisement at that point,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, because you're hitting such a huge audience, it
Right,
doesn't matter.
exactly. So like unless you're those two, I feel like you or Twister, I guess, but Twister, like, you know, any dick he suck is a good dick, right? Like that's why like you see those two reviewers not caring about, you know, whatever that they review. They can have their honest opinion, however you think honest that they are. You know, they can have a harsher opinion on things because their reputations are not, the reputation of getting the next headphone is not hinged on their previous reviews, right?
You know what's funny for me? Like I was thinking about this. Like when I worry about that kind of thing to some level, like you're harping on me a little bit, but actually I don't really take into account the manufacturer. I'm thinking of the audience when
But
I
you
give
like
my
everything though, but you like it haven't said.
But that's why, because no, not that. Like I don't like everything, but like I also, the reason why I do things is like say things like, you know, but this might not be for me, but I can see where some other people would. It's because I'm thinking of like the audience. Like there's people that everyone's different. We all enjoy different things, and so I can see
I'm not
where
gonna say
someone
that you're disingenuous. I think you truly do like everything that you listen to. That's
I can see the benefit of it.
That's just because you're a father and you have a low tolerance for stupidity, right? So like I'm sure that, you know, sometime down in the future you will get to listen to the Dancock Audio Stealth and you'll probably like it. And I don't fault you for it because, like, you know, I think like
I don't have high expectations for that one.
I mean, like, nor should you, right? And I think like your audience tuned into your review because they like to watch a handsome man on stream, maybe take off his shirt once in a while, but obviously never gonna happen. You know, that's why I watch your stream, but like
no one wants to see a big hairy gorilla take off their shirt, man.
Whatever, bro. But like I think like a lot of the times that your audience tune into your review expecting some kind of things, some kind of like something from you. Like, you know, if they listen to you, they expect you to be very mediocre, well, not like very neutral about things that you don't like.
Thanks. No, it's fair though. Like I don't consider myself a reviewer. Like I think like Carib and Ant, like you guys are doing reviews, right? Like you guys are actually taking the time and effort to actually pick something apart. Where I'm looking at it more in the sense of like an everyday average person. I'm looking at it as a consumer. Like I'm a consumer. Like I'm consuming this thing, and this is my experience with this thing. Not, you know, trying to pick it apart as much, if that makes sense.
Right, but like but do you not get me wrong that like people tune into you, they have some kind of expectation for the way that you review, right?
Sure, yeah, like it's entertainment at the end of the day, right?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, of course. And I think people watch me because I'm a fucking angry Asian, right? And
I thought it was because you're beautiful and you did the flowing locks. And...
I mean, I wish so, but like obviously not the case. And
can we take the time out to just appreciate Ant's rotating gear
and just showing off?
Like,
and let's get let's see the Sasvara come out.
What am I getting at?
I don't know
what are you getting
I
at?
think everybody like have their like reviewers that they look towards, and I think for the most part I really don't give a shit about like the sci-fi reviewers, and I hate them for a reason because that I'm pausing right here, try not to give a shit to people, right? It's like their perspective is just so different from mine, and they have an audience to cater towards, and it's just completely ridiculous for people to like when all the things that you review are like literally $20 chi-fis, and suddenly you review something different, and then you have to cater towards that audience still, right? It sucks. Like, how about this? HBB likes to review like $20 chi-fis, and he suddenly reviews the fucking 1.7 grand, not the Susvara, the Empire Year Legend X, like, right? And then he goes on his video and he has the audacity to tell his viewer, obviously the Empire Year Legend X are fucking awful IEMs, by the way, and he says that these are the best base head IEMs ever, and then people go like, well, and people go on his comment section and goes like, well, you usually review at most $100 chi-fis, and now you're telling us this 1.7 grand IEM is the best base ever. I'm like, well, first of all, you got to preach to your audience, right? So like,
yeah,
if your audience is like known to like only like shit that's like super cheap, and then you suddenly review something expensive, and you tell them that it's not as good, like, what the fuck is the perspective there, right? I'm not gonna shit on your audience. Like, okay, so let's go back to my first rule, right? The Rush pro tip, okay? If the choir that you preach to are fucking peasants, you don't tell them to buy this $1,000 IEM, and you know they can't afford it, right? So you have to appease your people and tell them it's not as, you have to make it seem that it's not as good as you seem to be, right? You got to pull out the trump card. You got to tell people that, oh, there's diminishing return. I love that word. I fucking love that word, right? You got to say, well, for $1,000, it's really not like 20 times better than the 10 Audio T2.
But it is better, right? Like, so at the end of the day, I'm not.
But how are you gonna preach to your audience? How are you gonna preach to your fucking audience that you review to $1,000 IEM, and the most of the thing, usually the shit that you review are like fucking, like fucking $20 or like $300.
Constantly reviewing $1,000,
and you give a rating based on what? You give a rating based on what? You factor in the value. Do you factor in the value when you review stuff?
So I try not to. I actually don't even look up the value of things before doing my. I literally at the end of my recording everything and all that stuff, or even like right before the recording, I look at the value.
Who are you as a reviewer to like enforce your sense of value onto your audience? Who are you to tell other people what $1,000 is, right? So what are you gonna go on camera and say, oh, I know you guys can't fucking afford $1,000 IEM, so I'm gonna tell you these are not as good. Is that fucking retarded? That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, there's a thing. Right? So I was talking to a couple of different like YouTubers and whatnot in that kind of world, and there is a thing where they do get trapped into being this type of person or this type of review or channel, right? And then it's almost impossible to break from that direction. And so as soon as you break from that direction, it can go pretty catastrophic.
Well, yeah, except because your viewer goes like, oh, you're not telling me exactly, right? Because
that's where it kind of leads back to that thing we were talking about before about the audience. Your audience is like catering. You're catering to your audience,
and you suddenly review something more expensive. So what do you tell them? Mm-hmm. What do you tell your shit chi-fi audience? Do you tell them, I know I've been telling you guys all these $50 chi-fis are okay. I know I've been feeding you this hopium. Right that my fucking chi-fi is okay, and I suddenly review something this good. What do you tell them? What do you tell them? Say, I have been wrong all these times.
Ant's ready. He has the answer. Let's go, Ant.
I don't have the answer. I'm just saying that we at Audio Discourse review stuff from $10 up to $6,000, $7,000. So what's your point?
My point is that you don't review those $10,000 things anymore. What's the last IEM that I reviewed? It's $1,000. What's the IEM before that I reviewed? The first IEM that we got, literally the first episode of Audio Discourse.
No, I'm talking about audiodiscourse.com, not.
Well, like the site itself, like you and Carib and me are very different people, right? And that's why
where it comes into. Like, that's why the audience will go to those videos, right? Like, and that's something I would say too, is like you're catering to some of you're not catering. Like, for me, depending on who they are. For me personally, what I would say is I just put out stuff because I'm having fun, and if you like what I'm putting out, then that's awesome. But as soon as I feel like I'm catering to somebody, I think that's when I'm going to start to fall off, right? Like, I'm going to start being like, this isn't what I want to be doing, So I guess it really comes down to who the person is, and like, so if someone's relying on YouTube as an income income, that can factor heavily into how they are pushing their.
So should we start a Patreon, Anthony? So the Patreon pitch would be like,
You might have to pay people to listen to this.
no, well, I mean, of course, obviously. So like my preach is that just don't be poor. So in order for my audience to help me not to be poor, I would like to be less poor. Yeah. So can you donate to my Patreon so I can tell you not to be poor? So by making yourself more poor, you can listen to me to tell you to be less poor. Perfect.
Can I provide maybe a different perspective here?
Yeah. Okay. No. But let me ask you a question, right? And Caleb, so like now that you're going through this transition of awful Chi-Fi reviewing, now that you have got the M9, and probably in a little bit everything will sound awful to you. How will I shit on people for these kind of transition, right? When they first listen to so are you going to change your perspective, or are you gonna keep up with the fucking Chi-Fi dick sucking perspective?
Well, so the M9 isn't the. So I don't know how good you consider the Dunu SH6 to be, or like a Kiwi Ears Orchestra, but I've had those for quite a while before the M9. So I guess I'll make that case here first. But the point I want to make is that for an audience whose budget is like, less than $100 all the time, when somebody does go up to something like $1,000, at least from my perspective as an audience member, it doesn't really matter that it's $1,000 because it's so out of my league, it's so out of my budget class that it might as well be fairy dust.
But what do you tell them? Do you feed them the hopium and says that this $1,000 IM is not that much better for this $20 piece of shit that you have in your hands? Or do you tell them the truth that it's so much more better? What do you tell them? Because you have an audience, right?
So isn't it kind of contradictory because
No, it isn't.
The IEM you're talking about is don't you hate it yourself and you say it's awful?
I don't care.
Okay,
but
fine.
What do you tell them?
It depends on how much of a sellout you are. That's the actual answer.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, Ken is not paying me to sell this fucking IEM because it's fucking awful. Right? But I'm not gonna say that it's worse than those people than $20 IEMs, right? That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feed people if you want to hear my honest opinion on the fucking Symphonium Helios, you can listen to it. I literally talk shit about it for an hour. So I'm not feeding people hopium here, right? But here's the thing, right? I'm saying that it's good for its price, and that's at the end of the day my baseline comparison, right?
Isn't that what all reviews come down to?
No, it isn't. It isn't. You know why? Because my audience isn't. I don't review cheap shit.
Well, I think your audience.
I'm saying you do. So now you're at the crossroad, right? Now you're at this crossroad that you what do you tell them when you got this $1,000 IEM? Do you feed them the false hope of it doesn't really sound that much better, or do you just tell them not to be poor?
I think there's another avenue, but
I mean, for me, it's either the rush way or the highway, right? So which way are you taking?
I don't agree with the rush way. I think there's a different avenue as a lot of things in life. There's
as a true
road that is probably the road that probably most people should travel instead of the rush highway. But I mentioned this earlier. You compare it to things within this price class. I'm not going to compare the M9 to the Tin T2 Plus. I'm going to compare it to something like the Dunu SA6 or the Kiwi Ears. And my perspective when I'm going to write the review is I'm going to say, okay, I have, if somebody has the Blessing 2 Dusk, is it worth it to upgrade to the SA6? Okay, you have the SA6. Is it worth it to upgrade to the M9? Mm-hmm. Or is it better to get a Campfire Andromeda? At that point, you're talking about different people, right?
Andromeda all the way. Black golds.
But I don't...
I agree. I think there's avenues. You're looking at an upgrade path.
So you will never compare anything that's so different in price points?
I think you can.
You can compare it
about it
because so you can compare it because the fundamental thing that doesn't change is the fact that there is a frequency response, and you can talk about the tuning. But if you're going to talk about technical performance, then yes, you can say, well, this and that is not that good because blah 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 blah.
But when you tell them, are you trying to enforce your sense of value upon other people then at that point? When you're saying that, oh, this is so much better technically, the M9 versus, you know, something that's $20, are you trying to say that, you know, are you trying to force your
I guess
looking at a path of upgrades, right? Like, not that there's a better thing, right, Kara? But it's like it's more that
I mean, like I'm everything but open, and I literally, like, the only reason I do this fucking piece of shit is I can shove my idea down to people's throat, and that I have made that abundantly clear.
So why do you think why do you think we're enforcing our sense of value, but instead of offering
when you compare your piece of shit 5-year-old chi-fi against this new IEM that came out, and you say it's not as good as my fucking 3-year-old chi-fi, then I will willing to say you're load of shit, you're load of fucking shit. Then you're just catering towards your audience. Then you are injecting your sense of value onto your audience.
Well,
right?
Everybody does
and
that.
And you're not, I know everybody does, but nobody's open as I am. Like, I literally, like, the only reason I do this is I want to shove my 2.5-inch cock down your throat. This is a PG-13 show, by the way.
It's not I don't see it as injecting.
I think you are
an opinion. I think it's sharing an opinion, and there's a difference between
this is not a Canadian show, by the way.
I know, I agree with, like, so I think it's more like the way I approach it. I'm just sharing my experience.
You're sharing opinions.
Yeah, but except it's a one-way conversation, right? They don't talk, like, it's a one-way conversation about, you know, why I think
live streams
my OS IEM, who costs relatively less than what this is what I just got new, is.
I mean, you're
so
gonna have the
better,
flavor of the
right?
month that we're talking about.
Who are you telling to, like, right? Like, why would you? Again, like, you're just preaching to the choir, and I think when you review something,
well, at the end of the day, your audience is your choir, though.
You are at this turning point, or whether or not
the Odin.
you want to tell your audience that it's okay, this thing is not that much better, or do you want to tell your audience that, say that this is so much better, but I know you can't afford it? Obviously, the second path is a lot harder to take.
I don't think you even say that. Like, that's the problem. I think that's the disparity, or the deviation that's happening too, at some level. Like I don't think of it in the sense of, and maybe you can speak on this too, but, like, I don't think of it like you can't afford this, or mwahaha. I mean, if you're in it to do that, then you're not really in the right mindset.
No, I'm not. Nobody will say that, right? Nobody will say that. But, like, how about this? If I let's say if I'm an IEN,
like your audience is always just $20 chi-fi, right? Like that.
No, not even that. Not
I hate
even
that term, by the way.
Even if your audience isn't $20 chi-fi, what if you just bought $1,000 IEM, and you say this is the new standard for $1,000 IEM? Like, what do you say then?
Well, there's a definitive difference. Like, there's well, first off, how much of a upsell is it, like, for those things, and versus, and then, I don't know, like, there's, like, if you're looking at, like, the Odin, which Ant is lovely showing, there's also an artwork to it, right? Like, that's a beautiful
okay. So let's not
like
make shitty comparison, right? Let's say Anthony goes up right now and says that Odin is the only pair of IEM that you should have right now. Anthony, I told you not to turn off your fucking webcam. That fucked up the. Let's say, like, let's not name names. And again, I like to be passive aggressive when it comes to, like, reviewer comparisons, right? So let's say that Anthony got the Odin. Let's say he just got the Odin, right? And then he writes a review say that the Empire Year Odin is the best IEM hands down, and it's $3,500. And if you don't have these pair of IEMs, you're fucking retard, right? That's something that I would say, right? That's something I would say. But let's say Anthony's like that, right? Let's say I hacked his account. Let's say I hack Anthony's account, and I put out an Odin review and tell him, call everybody else fucking retarded if you don't have the Odin, right? Obviously, not everybody's gonna buy a $3,500 IEM, right? But you're at a turning point where, like, say, do you, like, as Anthony's audience, you go like, do they feel alienated because they can't afford this IEM that he's shilling out so much for, or would they rather have Anthony talk about when it comes to above this $1,000, it's literally a sound of preference. You know, it's less of a increase in technicality. It's more of a difference in preference, right? They will much rather hear that from him, right? Because people want him to tell them that it's okay. I know you can't afford $3,500 worth of IEM like I do, but these are still okay compared to my $1,500 IEMs. And I feel like that's what people want to hear from him.
But that's also what I would agree with too.
Yeah, that makes you a pussy, Anthony.
Well, I mean,
he has no answer for that, by the way.
When I write reviews, personally, I compare them to the same price class because that's typically if you're in the market to buy something, if you're buying a car and you're looking at a Corolla, you're not going to compare it against a Ferrari.
Obviously not, but like you're not fooling yourself, right? Corolla is
when you're buying a Neumann microphone, you're not comparing against some studio grade whatever.
Okay, so but like you have to understand when you're buying cars and compare things that they're like actual numbers, like as like, you know, reviewers like to like be objective about things, that they're like literal numbers that you can see when you buy a car, right?
Yeah.
Your Corolla doesn't have 1,200 horsepower. Your Corolla does not do the Nürburgring in like fucking 8 minutes, right? That's the difference. Your Corolla does not have like magnetic suspension.
There's like a weird fine line between audio where they have this objective subjective where there's a blurred.
Okay.
Like you can't. There's no definitive.
Right. I'm glad that Tyler says that because I'm bringing up. I'm done with the angry rush, and we're doing this fun segment that Caleb and I worked on. Let's see if I do this transition correctly. Okay.
Oh,
so
boy.
I am going to do a different scene. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to do this. All right.
All right. Here's the interest.
All right. Hold on.
Audio.
All right. Now we're back. I think we're back. All right. Can you guys hear me? Talk.
Can you
somewhere.
hear?
Can you hear?
Chat.
We're good. We're good.
The quick brown fox.
Okay,
All right. Thank you very
back.
much.
My bad.
Have to have the desktop audio.
Okay.
OBS, man, should have gone Streamlabs.
No. I didn't think this.
Streamlabs.
Yeah. Apologies to our beloved audience.
Yeah. Whatever. All good. Okay. Somebody said all good. So I think audio's back. So now we don't have webcams anymore. Now we just have this. So can you guys all edit on that link? I gave you guys a link on Discourse, right?
Going to it right now.
Well, let me go to it. Yeah.
Okay. So
The podcast. Test,
so
yeah.
so you're supposed to like, you can, okay. Can you guys edit, Anthony?
No,
New presence.
maybe.
Okay. You guys should be able to edit, right? Try to move.
Click to add speaker notes. Okay.
No.
What do you want me to do?
Okay,
what
so
do
so
we-
this is a fun project, right? I did with Carib. I think we have to explain the general and specific things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm lost on.
Okay, so Carib, you want to explain? I don't want to explain.
Yeah. So, when Rush says he and I worked on it, it was mostly his brainchild, and I kind of helped him.
No. I
Put
think
together
like
a list
he's
on
good
the
with
side
words
there.
because I'm like super.
But
good.
basically, the idea is it's like a chart, right? And we're supposed to rank people on
We got
how
it from
objective or
Hololive.
subjective they are. But also the specific and general piece, you can think of it like specific as in like how much do they care about things like, timbre? Is it is that the thing they care the most about, and they would spend 30K on a stack and have a HD 560, or are they a generalist and they don't and you don't really care about the specific things necessarily that make something good, and you say, okay, this is pretty good. I would say, I fall slightly more on the general side, but I have things that I like to be specific about. And the whole point is that we are going to rank reviewers on this chart essentially.
Rank reviewers. Oh.
Well, I mean, like this.
Well, it's not a rank. It's not a rank.
No. I mean, like this is not like super serious. I like Anthony's putting up the best reviewers.
That's the best reviewer. That's me right there. I'm in the very subjective general.
Please don't, Anthony. Get rid of that.
Me too,
Anthony,
Ant. I'm right there.
Get the fuck out, Anthony.
Ant, you're more in like I would say general objective.
Okay, so okay, I guess like I think like everybody should.
But closer to specific.
Okay, Anthony, where are you? Can you talk, Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, so I think like everybody should just do
me?
themselves, and then, okay, Caleb, you can't put yourself in the middle. That's like a cop out, right? That's like cop out.
How do I get access to the little?
I typed it on the Discord chat.
On the side, Tyler.
So
I had to like scroll to the side to get it.
So you should like just don't move anybody. Don't move anybody else. Just do yourself first, and then you guys can do other people.
Oh, I see it. I think.
You want me to be honest? Okay, I'll be honest.
Okay, can you not move? Can you not move Baga?
I see it. Ah, there
Can you
it is.
not? Can you not move anybody? Just do yourself first, and can you not move?
What does specific mean?
So specific, once again, it's like how much do you care about? Do you nitpick and only care about like a certain thing? For example, like BA base versus HD 580 timbre or something like that.
So I think Anthony should. Wow.
I think Anthony's more probably somewhere in. Who's this?
Why is he overlapping with?
Wow, and why you? Oh, we're the same person.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not wrong. I feel like Anthony and Caribs are a little bit towards the center when it comes to like reviewing, which is why like it's kind of nice. And the only reason that I did this graph this way because I had like control of the graph, so I can just be bottom left.
Oh my god.
I just enjoy, and I think like Tyler and I floats, and like this is why I enjoy Tyler, because like we're on the same, like different sides of the same chart, because like both of us are very subjective. But he loves everything, and I generally don't like anything in the world except for like the things
very
that
specifically,
I like. Very specifically these kind of headphones and these IEMs. And I feel like Anthony and Carib's assessment of themselves are quite like pretty neutral, which is like nice, right? Okay, so I think everybody
yeah. We have Senior C in the chat right now. Actually,
oh boy,
if you want to,
should we
do you want to let us know where you prefer to end up?
How about this? Where would you guys put him? Even better.
Wait. I'm putting FC Construct more objective because he has crappy amplifiers and DACs.
Ooh,
that's true. That is actually true.
That's right.
So,
that is very true.
In the Reddit world, he's probably like over here somewhere. Like
yeah,
here.
That is very true.
Oh, I can't move it.
Source agnostic.
So should the first?
No, I'm
first
not that
person,
far.
Okay, so who's the first person we're giving the shaft to? So should it be Senior C?
Yeah, he's online.
Oh, right, he's online.
Yeah.
So what would you guys rate him as? Like, where would you guys put him?
Senior, I hope you're still watching.
Anybody else, please? Can we do one at a time, please?
Oh, he's off the charts, he says. But where? Top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right?
I think he's right in the middle.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't think he's right in the middle though. Like I feel like
I think Senior is similar to Ant, like in.
All right, fine.
But a little bit more on the subjective side.
I feel like he's a little bit more towards subjective instead of objective.
He does have what, THX amps or whatever, or
but it's not the gear. It's about your okay, Anthony. It's not about the gear that you have. It's about the review style. The style.
The way you do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like having Susvara does not make you retarded, right? It just makes you a retarded headphone owner.
Who's next? Kryn?
I mean, like, why would you put him like in the middle? That's too like that's such a cop out, man. That's such a cop out. I feel like.
Fine.
And we'll move him.
I think he's
here.
more
How
up,
about this?
up into the
General?
Yeah, up into general more.
Sure. We can do this. Yeah.
Why would I? Okay, so the point of this is that nothing is like I feel like objective and like people like to say like subjective is bad.
No,
but I don't feel like subjective and objective is bad. It's just like the way that you review, right? And like it's not like saying that top. It's not like saying like top right is so much better than bottom left, right? I'm just saying that like it's just the style of your review. Like, and I'm saying I'm not gonna say that like me doing this is like a fun way to like me shitting on people. It's just like me saying that how people should review things, right? It's like everybody obviously they have different ways, right? And and like. And I'm not gonna say like which way is the right way. Obviously, my way is the right way. So like bottom left is literally the way. But like I don't think you should feel bad. Like I don't read Senor C's review a lot, and I feel like he would be like top left instead of top right. Right, that's just my feeling.
I feel like he'd be closer to the middle, like maybe Eric, maybe. Based on my interactions and everything else, like...
right? And you know him better, right?
Mm-mm.
Tyler, you know what, Tyler? Since you know him the best, you should put him somewhere, and it will be the case.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I interact with him just the same. I think actually Android interacts with him more than I do.
Okay.
But like,
well, you and Ant can come to a conclusion. How about that? We're not here all night, guys.
Very, very good take on a lot of things. Like I think he is.
I'm not gonna say good.
Balanced take on things. And he appreciates, and he has a good background for the, coming from the music industry.
Well, he also gets Tri-Fi, man. So I'm not gonna say how good his background is on things.
Okay, regardless of what happens, I'd just like to shout out Senor C for his work trying to bridge the Spanish audience as well. It's a lot of work.
Fantastic.
Just shout out
pointing
to
at the camera like you can see me. Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the day that he interviews me and I yell at and me being super racist on his review.
That's why he does text only. For these reviews.
I can't be racist against the Spanish speaking audience. I can't wait till you translate that.
Okay, what's next?
Okay.
Next.
So why don't we do the easy one first? Why don't we do like Critical first?
This is like a political spectrum.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I got it from that and HoloLive.
I don't know if I want to be on this top right square, but that's where like Hitler and people are.
No, not the Thor. No.
Oh, it all becomes clear what Russia's going for. No.
I know, I'm bottom left. That's
Keep
why
Gandhi,
I'm like Karl Marx. And then like once you get all these things laid out, I'm gonna change to the next slide where we keep where our name is. Like the left is gonna be socialism, the right is gonna be like, like conservatism. The top is gonna be like authoritarian, the bottom is gonna be like liberal, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna cash in on that liberal audience.
Okay, Kryn.
I think Kryn is like obviously like the objective specific. Well, no,
maybe
I don't think so,
objective.
Though, man.
I think he's in the middle of. I'd say he's right here, the middle of the bottom.
I think he's actually closer to you, Rush. To be honest.
Why would he be closer to me? Why would he be subjective? The guy literally standardized like fucking graph.
Yeah, but I think at the same time though, if you actually listen to what he says, he's like he doesn't really take it. I don't know. To me, it seems like
I think Kryn has come from, I would say, like the far.
Can we
right
not
corner,
move anybody else?
I think he's come from the far bottom right corner, but I think he's moved up closer to the
middle.
Yeah,
I feel like he's like literally.
I think he built his audience on the
where
bottom
he is right
right,
now, where he should,
and then he's pushed into his normal persona that he probably really is into the more.
Can we do
middle.
this? Is that agreeable? Can we do this? I feel like that's
no. He's right here. I think right here is where it should be.
Okay, is that what it is? Are you saying, Caleb, that you are more objective than critical? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's a vague ballpark, right? But
well, no,
I would say I'm actually more
ballpark
subjective
compared
than he
to you.
is.
You're more objective than the critical. Are you saying you're more
we'll
objective
move him
than
to the
the
right
critical?
more.
The person who sets the standard for measuring IEMs. You're literally saying me, Caleb, is literally more objective than the IEM reviewer. The objective IEM reviewer, let me just say.
I thought we were talking about it in terms of how we approach
Is he
the reviews,
objective,
right?
though? Yeah, because I don't think he's
I
really that
think he
objective.
is.
in his-
I think the man who sets the standard for measurements should really
I
be
mean,
the most
measurements is
objective
one thing,
person.
but the actual things that they're talking about is not, right? Like
Yeah,
a measurement in and of
after the
itself
day, I
is
guess.
objective. But what they actually use and say, like, I wouldn't, like,
I think
That's how I
he is.
view
I think he really harps on the technicalities. I think he harps on like.
But that makes you specific, right? That makes you more specific.
Right, it
specific.
does, and
Yeah.
he's more objective and specific, right? Because like
Yes.
he harps on technicalities and he measures and he backs up his review with his measurements and like honestly, when it comes to like measuring and like comparing graphs, I think that's like literally the only person I can't fault him for, because he literally created this standard for measuring IEMs, right? So like I'm saying that he should be the gold standard for like objective
I
specific
think where you have him is where
IEM reviewer, right?
No, I would put someone like Olaf on the right here.
Oh god.
I think Olaf is top right corner.
yeah, like upper top right.
Yeah, because see, the thing is, Kryn obviously does like the graphs and everything, right? But his own personal
Takes
Like-
are different.
and he bought the N8, right? Like it's
Yeah,
not,
but
he
he
doesn't,
separates
like-
that. But he separates that personal and private, right? So his private enjoyment of the NA is very different from his personal review, right? Because like famously he said that he ranked NA A, right? But he bought the NA, right? He doesn't buy the best IEM he think that's available, right? Obviously,
Yeah, I think that's weird too, though, man. Like,
well,
see
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
that's
people do
weird.
that
I mean, like,
as
I think like he, like knowing
well. I
that
guess you
he
could
as
say the
he
same
is,
thing. Like, you could say like the Sosvara is considered an S, but I would never buy
no,
it.
it isn't.
So I
No,
don't
it
think
isn't.
it's that.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Why would he
No,
consider?
I'm just saying. Like, I'm using it as an example. I would.
No, that's not even an example. That's not even a correct example. Like,
Like,
I
the
think-
Sosvara is really good, but I would never buy one.
I mean, like, no,
I
would just
think
wouldn't buy
out
to
of the
begin with.
three of us, we're 3-1 here, Rush. I think Kryn, where he is right now, is.
I mean,
is a
I don't
good place
disagree
to
with
be.
you. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that when the man invented the standard for reviewing IEM, should be. Well, that's fine. Oh, you guys put it away. Okay, so I don't. Let's just skip over that whatever the OV guy is, because I don't know who he is. Right. I think the other easy one is Resolve, which we all love.
Top right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with you. Like he's very top right, but I don't think Resolve would be very happy be put next to that guy though. That
No, I don't. He's definitely not as up there. I think he's like over here.
Are we gonna
Yeah.
shit on Resolve? Is he? Do we not think he's objective as he thinks he is?
I don't
Well,
think-
he does like those amps and stuff. We were using that as a
alright. Let me
benchmark
shit
as
on
well.
let me
So
shit
maybe
on
we're
Resolve
going
for a
this way.
second, right? Resolve is the Fox News of reviews.
What? What?
Okay, let me just not. If I haven't made my clear on your left channel, let me say this loud and clear.
on your left channel.
On your left audio, so please turn it all the way up, like you have your warning, right? Andrew Park Resolve of headphones.com is the Fox News of audio review. Clip that. And I am going to explain to you why. Okay? And I don't think he cares.
I'm here.
He's a very objective guy, or he likes to think he is. Okay, so I have this infatuation for like early 2000s Republican news media, which I love, right? And I feel like Resolve is a good blend of objective and subjective, right?
Mhm.
But what's great about him is that, and what he does for that, like this is why he's like the Fox News of like audio review, right? Is like he blend his objective and his personal subjective opinion in so well that his viewer does not know at what part that's does the objective ends and the subjective begins, right? So like in the early 2000s, you can see like Fox News like saying that you have Chris Wallace like being the news commentary, right? And then you have Glenn Beck being the subjective like conservative media machine. Like Resolve is like a good blend. He's like the bridge between the two. It's like you are fooling your audience into believing that whatever you say is objective, but then you are injecting your own personal opinion into that objective. Like I'm doing an air quote right now. Objective opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm expecting an angry message from Andrew Park right about now. But no, I think he's like not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I think in his review that he like when he talks about objective part and subjective part, right? He has very accurate. Like he has a very clear separation between objective and subjective in his review. Like he's like, oh, here's the objective part and here's the subjective part. But the problem between the two segments is that those two segments are clearly blended together, and in a way that, in his objective opinion, he doesn't really talk about 100% objective opinions. In his subjective opinion, he doesn't really clearly talk about his 100% subjective opinions. It's all blended together. So it's not really up to the viewer to determine whether or not it's objective or subjective. It's up to the viewer to determine whether or not it's objective and subjective. And like for him to talk about, oh, this is where it ends and this is where it begins, it's actually, he's like very slowly blurring the line between, you know, what's his opinion and what is the sound signature, right? And I don't think any audio reviewer can get away from that. I'm not faulting him for that. But at the same time, this is the same strategy that Republican News Network use to like get their audience more angry and angrier, right? So like that's why I say like not in a bad way, in a very a way that you can like gather the attention of your audience. Like he is doing what the Fox News is doing by like grabbing your audience attention by blending in your opinion and the factual. Like not in a way that
I want your take on this, and tell me what do you think about this?
I like to take shots on people that I can't answer.
And is gone.
Anthony doesn't want to answer that because he knows I'm right.
Maybe he has to take care of something around the house.
His wife's yelling at him for being too loud, moving names around on his desk.
Yeah. His wife found out he bought a new amp or something. I don't know.
But I don't think anybody wants to answer that because technically the other two of you still works for headphones.com.
So Rush, the reason I won't answer that is because I'm Canadian and I don't watch Fox News. So I have no clue what you're talking about.
You have never heard of Fox News?
I've heard of Fox News. I don't watch them enough to know what they talk about, other than I know they're like crazy.
Well, I think Rush just basically explained like how they approach things. Like they blur the lines of things to let people form their own opinions, while at the same time kind of pushing them towards that opinion. If that makes sense.
No, like I don't know why you think that Fox News let them form their own opinions. Fox News literally feed the crazy.
They don't. They feed them, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like wow. But see, that's yeah. So I wouldn't say.
Are you saying the man that you work with?
Like it wouldn't be a devious thing. Like I'd say, but like I see what you're saying. Like the comparison though, like where not to resolve, but like for Fox News side of things, like they definitely have this. They goad you down a path where you feel like you're making your own opinions, but you're not.
So
like they're actually
are you saying,
pushing?
So let's get it clear on straight on air, right? Tyler, do you agree with my comparison or not?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about anybody, though.
Ouch,
I mean,
that's hurtful. That's hurtful. Why would you compare your own brother, Andrew Park, of headphones.com, to Fox News?
But like at the end of the day, that's what most people are doing.
Granted, he's Canadian as well, so he doesn't watch Fox News. He probably does not know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm sure he knows, appreciates it. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're also walking that fine line of. You know, you don't want to push one way or the other, which in turn will actually end up making you push that content, right? Like to some level, right? I don't know.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to think.
But the idea of Fox News is that they disguise their subjective opinion as objective viewpoint.
Objective, right? Yeah. See, right? I don't think Resolve does that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I
Yeah, he
think like
doesn't
the
do that.
line blurring is very much.
There's a
him.
line blurring. Yeah,
That's
like,
why that's why I
see
say he's like early 2000s.
you're using a very hot topic, like button push thing.
Well, no, that's
to
not a
describe
hot
someone
topic.
that's
I
not
mean,
a hot topic.
No,
Like-
no. I mean, like that's not a hot topic. I feel like he's. That's why I say he's
Ant
early.
has to leave.
That's why I say.
Paul got in trouble.
That's why I say he's like early 2000 Fox News, not like 2000, like not like Fox News currently, right?
Yeah.
His early 2000 Fox News is like when they just started blurring the line between news and opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Ann typing that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's Caleb.
Maybe.
It's Caleb.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay.
Ant?
All right, let's
Ant?
let's do the rest of the people. All right.
Let's wrap it up here.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
wrap it.
Went down a weird.
Let's do
path.
Zeos. Let's do Zeos.
Oh, Jesus.
So this guy's up here, right?
Obviously.
He's anti Amir. But Amir dropped from the
I
bottom
am
there.
so happy that Zeos is so close to Tyler, and I'm so close to Amir.
No,
Amir, I think
Amir's actually bottom right. I forgot about this. He's bottom right. Oh, you can't see it on the. You can't. You have to zoom
he's
out
not
a bit.
objective
Yeah.
though. Like he's so like.
You don't think Zeos is like specific? Like Zeos likes everything though.
That's why
like
he's in
everything.
general. He's general, objective, subjective. Whereas Amir is.
Tyler, how does it make you feel that you're so close to Zeos?
Whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't feel like it's a different approach to the way things are done. But
Tyler,
I mean,
Tyler, I think we're about to put like all the shitty reviewers next to you.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm not a reviewer though. I don't see that's the problem. I don't view myself as a reviewer. Like I just view it as my experiences with the product.
Okay, first of all, you don't put that there. You put that like right about next to Tyler. Because this is the shitty reviewer point of view, right? This is the shitty review club.
I think Super is probably closer to Senior C, to be honest.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't watched too much of Superstar, so can't comment. But
Yeah.
I would say he is closer over here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can move him. You can move him. Let's all be pussies. Okay. Let's rank the best reviewer in the world. HBV.
He falls definitively up here by Zeos and myself.
Yeah, I feel like he does. Like I can't say that he doesn't. Like it's just the best. Like
because he's very experience driven.
Can we not
like
do
his
animus?
personal experience?
Can we not do animus? Okay. Let's.
I don't know
who
who
is this
Jurgen
last
is,
guy?
so.
Why did you guys?
So Jurgen's the audio budget guy, I believe. One of the commenters asked for him. He's the guy who tunes KB ear. Tyler.
I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry.
I don't know who that is either. I think I've heard of him before. I think maybe he has. I think I've seen his video.
All right, let's just get
He's
that
not-
done with. Just put him somewhere and get it done with. All right, this is just a fun experiment. And Anthony had to leave because his wife came back.
Sure, we'll put him right here. Apologies to all reviewers watching this if we have royally missed where we
whatever, fuck
because
'em.
we don't actually watch you.
We're going back to our I'm going back to my background. Oh, and Anthony left, so like it fucked up my OBS.
Ooh,
Nice.
Fancy.
All right.
Should I redo the OBS? Okay, I'm gonna redo.
Nope,
the
it's good.
Whatever.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it.
We'll cut. Yeah.
We'll close it up. We'll close it up.
Can I just?
So
okay.
Just
Caleb,
let it
you
be.
don't have
We'll
a
close it
webcam
out.
anymore.
Carib, ending statements. We'll
There's no
Ending
last statement.
statement. Okay. Let's see. Remember that this is supposed to be a fun and loving hobby. If you are not having fun in it, you should reprioritize and remember the fact that I'll tell you a story. I had to buy a fridge recently for the place where I'm living because our old one broke down. It cost $1,000. The M9 cost $1,000, but one will feed me for the next 10 years, while the other will make me feel slightly happy every time I listen to music.
Need versus
Priorities.
want, right?
I have no point there. It's just a bit of a priority setting piece. I don't know where I was going with that.
No,
Tyler?
I appreciate it. Ending point, I would say, this got definitely down a weird path, but I would say like
Why
I
would you
don't
say
view
that's a weird
myself.
path? It's always a weird path when you're with me.
It is a weird path with the True Rush. I enjoy these. Like I feel like this is like the crucible of online. If you want to be online and be like a YouTube personality or anything, if you can't deal with talking with Rush, then you probably shouldn't be online.
That's not.
But
very nice.
well, no, I mean in a positive way, like it, like because
are you saying that I'm the gatekeeper of the audio reviewers?
No, I mean you can say that if you want, but I mean what I'm saying is like there's like if you can't handle someone that has like, cause as much as you are angry, you're not a bad person, you know, like it's easy to deal with you and talk with you, at least my experience. And so like if you can't handle your memes and trolls and your persona, then definitely something to take into account. Because there's way worse people online. I'm gonna tell you right now. But I think that as far as like things go, like the reviewer thing, that was interesting. I think that's it'd be interesting to see it. It'd be interesting to get all these people online at once. It would never happen because there's too many conflicting personalities. But like, and see them rate themselves. That'd be hilarious. But at the end of the day, I think I don't really view myself as a reviewer, so I think of it more of myself as like someone that's just having experiences with these things and talking about it. And I think that more people need to, like Carib was saying, this is a fun hobby and it should be fun. And if it's not fun for you and you're taking things so seriously that you're getting angry over other people's opinions, then you might need to chill out a little bit.
Whoa, that's not an opinion that you're supposed to have. That's not increasing your audience. That's not like expanding your audience.
Oh, dude, I have a tiny audience.
Rush, do you know how big the audio discourse audience is?
I really don't care. I think like if I want
exactly. No, we don't care about it. That's why we're happy to not increase our audience.
But like here's the thing, right? I think in a way that the only reason that Anthony and I kept doing this is because like we have come to an understanding that we really don't care. Like this is not his job. And obviously this is not my job. So I don't need to like suck people's dick for a living, right? Go back to that hooker expression, right? So in a way that I am super self-aware that I am not like very technical when it comes to reviewing IEMs. Nor am I very let's say a bitch when it comes to reviewing IEMs. So like there's no reason to listen to me talk for an hour. And let me get my left channel straight, all right? I shit on people and I am okay with shitting on people and I have a very strong opinion about people.
And that's why you're bottom left?
No, I am if any of your fucking shit reviewers wants to come on my podcast and want to tell me that you're not a shit reviewer, in my opinion, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to ever do live streams and like be able to deal with people, I think you definitely
like if you ever want to like get on and tell me that why you're not a piece of shit reviewer, I'm glad to like tell you why I think that face to face, because I'm not gonna do this passive aggressive piece of shit, right? So I like to talk shit. I'm gonna do it in front of your face. So yeah, I'm not again. Remember the first rule of Rush Pro tip and the one and only rule is let's say what is it? Don't be poor.
Don't be poor.
Thank you.
It's a new T-shirt from AD.
Welcome to my TEDx talk.
Yeah, that will be our first piece of merch. Don't be poor.
Don't be poor.
All right. Anthony's gone. I guess we're done. What are we doing next week? Nothing.
Do we ever plan anything?
No, we don't ever plan anything.
Yeah. So I don't know. Thanks for having me. I guess it was fun chatting.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun, Carib? Well, I'm so.
I did have fun. It's nice to chat.
Did you like me shoving my ideas down your throat? Did you enjoy that? How was
I didn't feel like it came off that way, you know.
How was your first experience of the rush? Did you feel the rush?
I feel the rush. I feel like I feel like in text form versus live chatting form, it's the same experience one way or the other.
This is gonna be so Caleb and I talk. Okay, this will be the last topic, right?
No,
Caleb and
no,
I talk.
no, rush. Let's not go there.
No, no. You know what I'm getting at. Okay, I'm just gonna tell like, Caleb and I talk off like on Discord, like not on voice chat. We talk through text. Now the context of what we talk about is very different, right? And Caleb also know how I am like on the podcast. Do you imagine me any different via text versus like just talking in the podcast? Or do you think that I'm like a little bit softer when I come through text? Because we talk about different things, obviously.
No, it's the same. It's just it depends on the topic that you're talking about. When it comes to audio, you get angry. When it comes to other things, you're less angry.
Weeaboo things.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. It's everybody has their own arenas where they care about and don't care about. And
are you saying I don't care about my wife? Are you saying I don't care about my wife?
No, I was. Are you
shitting on my wife?
The audio piece.
This will be the last time that Caleb will be on the AD podcast. By the way, he is canceled.
Oh,
I was canceled last week, so don't feel.
Yes. Everybody gets canceled. He's literally just. Are you saying that I care more about audio than my wife?
No, I did not. I said that. This Rush, I'm actually very happy for you that you have attained marital bliss. That is something that a lot of people cannot say for themselves, and that you are comfortable and secure in that position. However, when it comes to audio, nobody's happy with your position, and we spend a lot of money on trying to be slightly happier. In your case, you got Genelex and you got Focals. And you have reached the path of enlightenment that I would hopefully one day be able to reach as well.
And
does that work, Tyler? Was that diplomatic enough?
Are you trying to steer this conversation away from you thinking I'm not passionate about my wife?
No, I'm saying that once you're confident,
don't fall into his trap here. Don't fall into his trap.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
All right. Thanks for guys tuning in this audio discourse. Right. Obviously, Anthony's wife came back, so he has to leave. But my wife is always forever with me, and she's never mad at me. So let it be clear about my two. I don't know what I'm getting. Tuning next time, sometime this week, or we'll have somebody on. We'll talk about something, and I'm probably angry about something else. And hopefully get that left channel
next week.
Next week. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right. Let's end it.